Welcome to a little craft room organizational video. I'm hoping this is actually going to be quick. I'm hoping this will be like a video I can post that's like under 15 minutes and I don't go crazy. So you can see here's the paper tower that I have. If you're new to my channel and you've not seen all of this, these two paper towers were custom built. Friend's father-in-law built them, and then she got different stuff and was getting rid of them, and I had always told her, if you get rid of them, I want them. So they're designed to fit all of Stampin' Up's cardstock. So like how many ever, the normal colors, when you have the color families and then you have the in colors, and like that's all that fits there. And I would typically pull out my in colors, the 5 in colors that retire. I would typically pull that out and then put the new in colors there. So I have new in colors there. And I'm not doing that anymore because I'm not getting rid of stuff that retires. So I've had this idea that I would adjust this paper tower, because you can see this right here, this amount right here fit this cardstock. But if I put it in here like this, you can see I have more room. So my idea is to store my cardstock like this, which is how I used to store it, so that I have more room. And I'm also going to change all of this out of color family order, and I'm going to put it in rainbow order. So this is how it looks like this, but you can see there's a lot of wasted space. The other thing that's going to happen is under here, my husband, so the towers just came regular, like they were just 2 towers. You could, I don't know how she had them stacked in her room. I think she just had them sitting next to each other. I spaced them out and I put a shelf topper on top of the towers to give me a counter. And so my husband is going to add a backing, and then we're going to add shelving in between here. And that's going to be for my 6x6 paper. So that's eventually going to happen. So what I'm going to do now is I have the drill out. I'm going to take all of these dividers out so that there's even more room, and I'm going to change it and then put it in rainbow order. So it'll look like this, and I think there'll probably be 3 sections is probably how it will work best on each side. Now I'm going to start from the bottom and go up, and if there's room at the top, I might leave one of the trays to be able to put a tray in for like white or black cardstock. I keep all of my white and black cardstock behind me, but I might, I don't know, maybe, I don't know what might make sense, but I just want to utilize the space better. I think I love the idea of having things stacked like this, but it takes up so much space. There's so much wasted space in here that I don't love it. It's the reason I store my 12 by 12 cardstock. So I'm going to swing you around. If you're not familiar with my room, you'll see that my 12 by 12 cardstock is also stored this way along with my pattern paper. So I feel like when you stack it this way, yeah, it looks great. It looks like you're in like a scrapbook store, right? Or like a crafting store. Like that looks great. However, you lose so much space when you do that. And I also feel like it's harder when you have things stacked this way to get them out and use them, to where when you have things like this, I get into this stuff all of the time. I use it all of the time, not just only in my crafting, but in home decor, in my planner stuff. Like I am in and out of this all of the time. So being able to slide something out and utilize it is going to be way better. So this is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to take you along for the process like I always do. We're going to see how this goes. I'm going to start by taking all these metal pieces out. They're just screwed in here. So I'm going to start at the bottom and get my spacing right, and then take all of those out, and then do the same over here and then get them in rainbow order. All right, here's my progress so far, and I can tell you that I'm loving it. So this is almost all of my SU cardstock. And I actually think that all of my SU, my Stampin' Up 8.5 by 11 cardstock is going to fit on here, because I only have this much left. And I actually think that all of that would actually fit right there. Now I do have the new in colors that I just got, but here's the problem that I ran into. So this probably would not be a problem if I adjusted these brackets myself, but you can see there's like a lot of gap here, and I'm just going on, I'm taking out the brackets, and then I'm not rearranging them or moving them from where they were. I just left that bracket there for the next set, and it's nice to be able to have some room to be able to reach in there. Okay, so you can see that this shelf part is bowing. There's a lot of weight now in the center where it was evenly distributed when it was stacked, right? Here I have 2 of the shelves, and I think that that is going to be sufficient. But when I got to this spot, there's not enough room to have 2 shelves here. So I think because I have enough room, and also the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to purge some of this. Like, I don't need that much parakeet party cardstock. So a lot of this is from when I was doing classes. I needed to have a lot of cardstock on hand for classes and stuff that I was teaching. Because I don't need that, I think I'm going to dwindle it down to like 20 or 25 sheets of each color. And I think I'm going to call it good and not worry about having so much on hand. So that is also going to condense some of this. And then you'll notice like that right there is mint macaroon, and that on the end is Sahara sand, and those are retired colors that I use quite a bit of. And then like there's also, I have some very vanilla, which Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry anymore. So I have some of that. So what I think that I'll do is I think maybe up here I'll do neutrals. So like my browns and my grays. And then here I'll start rainbow colors. So it'll like start red, and then I'll do like orange, yellow, like I'll go all the way through and then bring it over here. And I think that I'll just spread them out. It doesn't need to be packed in there either. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So getting these brackets out has been a little bit harder than I anticipated because the drill does not fit in there with both sides brackets. So what I have to do is I have to take one side of the brackets out using a screwdriver, and then the other side I can use the drill. So it's going a little bit slower, but I think that this is a great option, and I'm shocked at literally how condensed that this is. This will also give me the ability to be able to maybe get some other brands of cardstock like Concord and Ninth if I wanted to. Obviously my 12 by 12 doesn't fit in here. It's an 8.5 by 11, but I think that's a really great option. And I could also use the cubby hole for something else. Like once I get all of the brackets out and I see how I can, and I get my cardstock condensed, I can see what I actually have and what space I'll actually need. So let me continue on, and then I'll bring you back. I'm not trying to organize the colors at all right now or condense anything right now. I'm just trying to get the brackets out, figure out how much space I have, and then the next thing I will do, I will start organizing by color and condensing. All right, it's a little bit darker in here, and I apologize. A couple hours has gone by. I had to stop and go pick up kids and, cook and do all of those mom things. So this is where I'm at. So first of all, you can see that I have a pocket right here, like a up top. And then I've got 2 here with cardstock. And then I've got this here with cardstock. Now you can see there's a ton of room. That's all the cardstock that I have. That's all my Stampin' Up! Cardstock. So I definitely feel like they will fit on the bottom too. I have these in, so I'm wondering if I should leave a couple in. And then I could do like my mint macaroon and my Sahara sand cardstock that I have a lot of that I don't want to get rid of because I use quite a bit of it. I could do it here. So I added a slat right there that has my very vanilla. And I just did that because of the spacing. So up here in this container, which fits really nicely right there, I have it's specialty 6x6. So it's like glitter 6x6 and craft 6x6. And I think that's it. I don't think I have any foil or anything. So it's like specialty items. And I would like to use that more. But it's always buried with my 6x6 paper. So I thought, okay, that would be a great space for that. And then I could have a little slit there for very vanilla, which I don't have that much of. And then I could start my colored cardstock here. So it'll be rainbow order. It'll start in red and then it'll go down. It'll filter here and then here, and then it will come up here and go here and then filter down here. Now I can take these slots out and just make another cube area if that makes sense. I don't think that I need the space for cardstock because also I'm going to dwindle some of this down. I don't want to, not even that I don't want to, I don't need to have so much cardstock on hand. So, but then the question is, if I do another cubby here, then what would go there? Certainly not 6x6 paper because I already have that. But what if I put all of my, what if I put my machine here, all the accessories? So the other thing that I'm thinking about is when we do the shelf in here, having a spot up top where my Big Shot can sit so it's not out all the time. I don't use it all the time. So what if I had an area here for like my Big Shot accessories? Like that could work really well too. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start organizing some of this cardstock. I also just purchased clear acrylic bookends because I want to space these out a little bit. I don't think they all need to be jammed in there. I don't even think it's gonna, quite honestly, I could probably get all of my cardstock in 2 slits, really, if I just pushed it all together, especially with me condensing some of this. But I think I'll spread it out. I got the acrylic bookends so that I could spread things out a little bit. And then I want to make sure that I label everything so that I know what it is. Like, I have no idea why I got so much last year of the end colors. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like, why did I get like 90 packs of that? That seems ridiculous. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start to sort and organize the cardstock and color in rainbow order. And then I'm going to make a decision about this spot right here and we'll see where that takes us. All right. I know it's much darker in here. It's getting dark and I don't have lights on. This is how this cardstock is looking in rainbow order. So I have red, orange, yellow here, and then I'll put acrylic dividers. So that'll be nice and tight. And then there'll be a little gap. And then I have green. And then all down here is my blue. So it goes from Pretty Peacock, which is a dark bluish green. And then it goes all the way to light blue. And I did put my mint macaroon down there and I put my Bermuda Bay. And then I have another blue, another green from the end colors that they're up on my desk because I'm doing something else with them and they'll just filter into the color. Like there's a green one, there's a blue one, there's a pink one. I know for sure. I think there's an orange one. So they'll filter in, but then I'll have those acrylic dividers that will go there. Then I have my specialty 6x6, which is like glitter 6x6. I have a notebook just stuck right there for right now. It's probably not going to stay there. And then on this side, I have Sahara sand here, which I know there's a huge gap right there, which is annoying. But again, it's just the way the dividers were. I think when my friend had hers, when she had this design, when she had her father-in-law make it for her, I think this side was probably because the gaps were bigger. And I think that was because she had him design it so that she could have a spot for like basic white and basic black and probably like very vanilla, like the ones that you have a lot of when you're doing classes. And so these gaps were much bigger. So it is super annoying to me that there's a gap right here. And obviously it's going to get bigger and bigger as my Sahara sand dwindles. For now, it's fine. The greatest thing ever is up here. 2 of these containers fit perfectly. And these are containers that I get at the dollar store. In fact, they have one now so I spray paint these and you can see like they say flower Flowers and Garden. I was just there the other day and they have one that says blessed. I actually picked it up and they're normally just silver, but I spray paint mine and I have these all over my craft room. 2 of them fit perfect here. So that is perfect. This has illustrated faith in it. And then this has some blank notebooks. And then this is Sahara Sand. This is purples, pinks, and then my neutrals are down here. So browns and then grays. And again, I will have those acrylic dividers. So there is going to be a gap down the middle. Now, I'm not so concerned about a gap being here because it's on the bottom. Again, these bow some. And so I am trying to like distribute the weight kind of out of the middle. Now, I probably could move all of my pinks and purples down here and then have another like kind of opening cubby hole here, which is always a possibility. I think I know all of my cardstock is going to fit this way. It feels so much better to have it this way, to have it in rainbow order, first of all, and then to have it, I like went through a lot of my cardstock. I have a pile right here of cardstock that I'm getting rid of. I'll probably donate this to the elementary school. That's what I always do with my cardstock, but that's all the stuff that I pulled out and it just feels better. I know that I'll be able to use this. I probably, will need to pick up like another pack of early espresso. I go through that color a lot. I also could move my basic black and my basic white over here if I wanted. That's behind me where I craft. But overall, I really love this. And then this summer, when my husband and I do this, we'll put a backing on this, and then we'll put the shelves in. My Big Shot will be able to come down here, and I think I'll just take a basket and then stack all my Big Shot stuff here, and then I'll have like 2 or 3 shelves that will hold all my 6x6. So that's going to work out nicely as well. So overall, I'm glad I did this. The next shot you'll see is with the acrylic dividers, and then I'll wrap the video up. Those were not easy to take out. It has taken me all day to take them out, and my arm is sore from unscrewing all of them. I'm going to keep them because I could always put them back together if for some reason I wanted to do that, but I feel like this utilizes the space much, much better. And then I'm going to keep all of the dividers that came out, again, just in case. I'll set them aside for a little bit, and then, eventually I'll probably get rid of them, but I just want to make sure I don't need them for anything. And then I also doubled up. You can see that I doubled up the shelves here, this one, and then this one, same on the other side. I doubled it up so that it would help with the weight. So I'm really glad that I did this. I think it looks really good. And then I'll show you with the acrylic dividers and we'll wrap this video up. Hello, everybody. I'm back to share with you how this ended up coming out. So it's really stormy here. So it's dark. I just turned off my studio lights because I forgot I was going to film this last clip. And I'm having to sit on the floor because of the angle of this. I don't have a lot of space to film. And so I want to be able to show you what I did. So what I ended up doing is I left the cubby up top. I left that as like a cubby instead of doing cardstock 3 ways down. I could do that. It would fit, but it would be very tight. And I wanted to make sure to leave some space in between. And the thing is I think I mentioned this, these brackets where these are sitting, they're not perfectly spaced out, nor do they match from side to side. So I just kind of had to work with like where they were at and then how much space I wanted. So there's a lot of space right here and there's not as much here. That's okay. I could end up taking this out if I wanted to. I sort of like this space. I recently got some of the basic beige cardstock. I'm going to show you that. It sort of looks exactly like Sahara Sand, which I have a ton of because I ordered when it retired. So my basic beige could go right here if I wanted it to. And then I had gotten these acrylic, they are acrylic bookends. They're a little bit hard to see because they're clear. But the thing is that the base of them, this is the entire base. It goes all the way to here. So that's quite a bit. And I was hoping that they would be smaller and they would work. So I don't know, I might try something different for that. But for right now, what I did is I left this cubby up here, and this has all of my glitter cardstock in 6x6. So it just has like, there's black and blue. And then at the very back, it has the craft cardstock in 6. Then the next thing that I have is I started in rainbow order. I have red and then yellow and orange. And then I go down to green and blues, and this is pretty packed tight. And what I need to do is get some clear bags and label this so that I can pull a color out. I'm finding that it's a little bit difficult to pull a piece of cardstock out, and I need to label it because when we get to the other side, you're going to see I have some, this is all Stampin' Up right here. However, I have some Concord and Ninth, and I want to start filtering it in rainbow order. So I'm going to slide down here. So I definitely need to get some 8.5 by 11 clear bags. I already found the size that I need. And then I'll just take my label maker and I'll label it like Stampin' Up Peach Pie, or, you know, Concord and Ninth, Wildberry, like whatever it is. But I just want them all in rainbow order because that's how I'm working. So under here is all going to change because we're going to be putting a back on this unit and then adding shelves. And when we add shelves, like I'm going to make a specific cubby for these paper towels. And then the baskets will sit on the shelf. And this is all my 6x6 pattern paper. And then there's some notebooks and some traveler's notebook paper style things. But basically when I get the shelving in here, I will design it exactly how I need it to fit. There'll be a little cubby for the paper towels, much like I did the shelves up here when my husband and I built these shelves. I built them very specifically for specific things. So I will do that. So that's what the bottom will look like. And then over here, I'm going to slide again. There are 2 of these I get at the dollar store and I just spray paint them. They are 10. And then this one says like flower and garden, but there's one that says blessed you can get at the dollar store now. And if I got that, I probably wouldn't spray paint it, but just 2 of them fit perfect there. So I have in here, I have my illustrated faith stuff. And then in here, I have some notebooks. And then this is where I have all of my, that is all Sahara sand. Now this is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because the lighting is not great in here. The beige is a little bit lighter, but it's very, very close to the Sahara sand that I love. So all of this up here, sorry, I'm holding on to I'm filming, trying to do all this one-handed. So I do think I'm going to put my beige over there. So this is all Sahara sand. Then what I did is I had one of these on hand. They're one of those file, you know, you can put you set them on your desk for files. And I have some cardstock in here. Now, this is all of the new colors with Stampin' Up. And then this is all Concord and Ninth. So you can see like all of this needs to actually be filtered into the right colors, like the pinks and the purples and all of that. They need to be filtered in. I have them setting aside because specifically I'm doing something with them right now, but as soon as I'm done and I don't need to have them set aside, I'll filter them in by color. And then I will also filter some of my colors up here. And then, so down here is the purples and the neutrals. And then I have some very vanilla right here. I don't have very much of that. And then I have all of my sticker paper and my specialty paper for printing from my computer. And so that works out really nice because I can just grab it and put it in the printer when I need it. And then this is the way that it has come together. So I really love this, the way it has opened up so much space. You can see that by changing my space to utilizing it this way instead of just stacking the cardstock, I've gained so much more storage. So that is always one of my tips, is to utilize storage. I know it looks pretty when all the cardstock is stacked. Like, yep, that looks super pretty, but I'm not in the business of like everything having to look pretty. I need it to look functional. And specifically with this tower, I wanted to continue to utilize it. I want all of my cardstock here. only Stampin' Up! 40 colors were going to fit because of the way it was designed. But this way you can see that I can get so much more cardstock in here, and then I love it being in rainbow order. So that is just the wrap up to how I shifted all of my cardstock to rainbow order. If you have any questions, you can ask, leave a comment in the description below, and I will be happy to get back to you. Make sure you stick around as I'll be posting more videos in the coming weeks and days, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. Thank you for watching my video today. Here on the screen are 2 other videos that you can check out that I have posted. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel or hit that like button. That will allow YouTube to be nice to me. I always appreciate YouTube being nice to me. So thank you so much, and I will catch you in my next video.